Prospective buyers for Bombardier's new Global 7000 long-range business jet are going to have to wait 2 years longer than expected, with the manufacturer having announced in late July that the aircraft will not enter service until mid-2018. The Global 7000 is Bombardier's response to the rival Gulfstream G650. It promises a maximum range of 7,300 nautical miles at Mach 0.85 with 10 passengers and 4 crew, while the G650 flies 7,500 nautical miles but with 2 fewer passengers. For long intercontinental flights, cabin comfort is especially important. Bombardier's engineering team has prepared a cabin mock-up that gives a preview of what passengers can expect inside.
So we're in the galley of the Global 7000 mock-up. This is the entranceway to our home in the sky. And the galley has been completely redesigned with a lot of work from our customers. Actually, we did several flight attendant focus groups. We talked about the ergonomics, the layout of how all of the equipment needs to be positioned, how they work in this area to plate the food and get things ready for customers. So little details like making sure the ovens are over here as opposed to towards the cabin, and the doors swing towards the pilots so that when they're taking food out, it's a seamless motion to put food on the counter and plate and serve without anything interrupting their flow. Little details like that. We put the sink in the middle of the counter as opposed to the side and behind doors. And this is under a countertop here with a pop-up faucet. And that's just so that it's out of the way when you're doing other things, not using the sink, but when it's there, it's right in the right spot. And then you have here the trash right below the sink so that when you're cleaning dishes after service, you scrape the stuff off and you put it right in the sink. Again, it's all about efficiency of motion. Just other details. We wanted to make this very much a home-like experience. So high-end finishes, little details about the lining, and just nicely appointing everything so that it has that luxurious feel. So this is the first zone of the cabin. The Global 7000 has 4 dedicated living spaces. We like to think of this as more of our social area and work area in the first 2 zones. So these are club seats. They're extra wide seats, completely redesigned from the ground up. Actually, Bombardier has 5 patents on these seats related to comfort and ergonomics. So the seats are actually a little bit lower to the ground with a little bit more recline for a much more comfortable position during takeoff and landing, and also into the other motions that the seat can do. Our pull-out tables come out from the side instead of the top, so you can see that actually all of this real estate on the top here is never interrupted by the mechanism of the table opening and closing, so you can always have your phones and watches and glasses and anything else here, and it's not going to be interrupted. So again, the attention to detail is where we think we're setting our interior apart in making this an unparalleled experience in business aviation. So this is our conference grouping. Again, unique design in business aircraft, we believe. We kind of don't have an official name for this. We kind of call this our yin-yang table. It's got a little bit of a zigzag motion to it in the aisleway, which gives it a little bit of interest. And we find that sitting in this area is very, very comfortable for, anywhere from 2 to 6 people to have a very social environment. We have a table leaf that will drop in the middle, and these 2 middle seats will track to the center line, and you've got 6-place dining with lots of elbow room for everybody. People love hanging out in here. We found in the shows and the feedback from customers that people love being in this space. So this is our 3rd zone, is what we like to think of as more of an entertainment zone. As you go farther back in the cabin, you go from more the public social area, workspace, to a more private stateroom atmosphere for the principal on the aircraft or his family. Very comfortable, cozy space for entertaining, relaxing. A brand new divan design with, again, a lot more focus on ergonomics and comfort. The divans on business aircraft aren't always the most comfortable to sit on, but we've tried to make this really, really unique. The seat pan in the back will actually track slightly to give you a little bit more of a recline on a long flight. That can be a big difference when you're sitting on this as opposed to maybe one of our comfortable lounge chairs in the front. But again, very much a focus on a home-like experience. We put really nice finishes on the walls here for listening to movies. It's a lot more cozy than, say, some hard finishes like veneers and things like that. For our monument or cabinet designs, we've actually tried to make it also very much a home-like feeling. You can see in the bottom, it almost floats from the floor. And we've moved our cabinets away from the bulkheads. You see a lot of business aircraft, they go right up to the bulkheads, but we like to create them as standalone pieces of furniture, again, to give you that home-like feel and experience. And this is still very functional space because everyone on board an airplane comes on with a briefcase or a bag and shoes they want to put somewhere, and this is all useful space for things like that. And here, lastly, our final zone is the stateroom. This is people's home in the skies, really, when you think about it. Very unique in this size of an aircraft, and the length of the Global 7000 really affords customers the ability to create a zone like this without dedicated seats for takeoff and landing. Because you have that extra space, you can put a permanent bed on this aircraft and not lose the seating capacity that you would have with another aircraft like a Global 6000. So that you can actually get a really top-notch, comfortable night's sleep with a really high-end mattress and a quiet stateroom that's just yours. We've got a nice big TV at the end of the bed. You know, little details like these lights and a table lamp over on the credenza here just makes it really feel that much more homey. And we feel that this size of aircraft really lends itself to being much more home-like experience because you're really able to fly so far on these aircraft now, 7,300 nautical miles on the Global 7000. So the final stop here is at our aft lavatory. It's been completely redesigned again with home-like finishes and details. You can see we have stone flooring here, which will be available on our aircraft. Completely redesigned cabinets here. You've got a mirror at your head so you can shave, you can look at yourself, put makeup on if you're a woman and you need to do those kinds of things. This bathroom can be completely reconfigured as well to put a full height shower in here. The shower is actually at the center line of the aircraft, so if you're 6 feet tall, you can still be standing up and taking a full shower. There's a rainfall shower head that's right in the headliner of the aircraft. The neat thing about that as well is even with the shower in here, you have a door on the back end of the shower and you can still access your baggage compartment, which on our global aircraft, you can access at all times in flight without any restrictions.
First deliveries of the Global 7000 should be in the second half of 2018. A year later, Bombardier aims to introduce the Global 8000 model, which is slightly shorter but will have even more range at 7,900 nautical miles.